Good morning. Welcome to public hearing Thursday, December 17th, 2015, 11:30 a.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Tedesco.
Here.
Commissioner O'Dorisio.
Here.
Commissioner Henry.
Here.
Commissioner Hanson.
Here.
Commissioner Pulaski.
Here.
Could everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Could I start with a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Pulaski.
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson. Commissioner O'Dorisio.
Yes.
Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes. Thank you very much. So we begin today's public hearing with two very prestigious awards recently received by our finance department, both issued by the Government Finance Officers Association to the United States and Canada. The first award is the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, which was presented to the Adams County Finance Department in recognition of its comprehensive annual financial report, also known as the CAFR. This certificate is the highest form of recognition a government can receive in the area of accounting and financial reporting. Here to accept the award is Finance Director Ben Dahlman.
Thank you, Commissioners, for reading that into the record and presenting here today. We are so excited to receive this award. And by the way, Adams County has received this award, we think, about 29 years in a row. So we're continuing the tradition here again this year. And what I would really like to say is this award represents the hard work that's done not only in the finance department, but throughout the entire county, because we're a county for all of the transactions, for all the work that we get to do. But it's especially important for for us as financial professionals to be recognized by the GFOA, the Government Finance Officers Association, for the hard work that we do. And I would like to invite the entire finance department to come up here and accept this award, not just myself, because they're the ones that put all the hard work in to receiving this award. So if the finance department that would like to come up and accept this award with me, that I would appreciate it.
All right, great. So are we coming down for a photo right now? Is that what the schedule was? All right, let's go. We'll come down.
Great. Thank you. And we have the awards right here. And I would like to thank Mary Ha for her leadership in the general accounting area. You can do that.
Alrighty, guys, come on. Front of the table.
I would like to share that. And I'm going to, there is a table that
Yeah, good luck getting wide enough.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to squeeze in for us if we can. And maybe we need a couple of you gals to come in front of the guys. Can I get you two to come over here? I think it's still gonna be. Short enough, I think we can do that. That works. Well, we got Steve there. We gotta make sure he's, oh, this works, good. I can even get ahead of this. Great. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thanks.
Oh, we should have done this all together. I guess I should have read it all prior. The second award earned by our finance department is the coveted Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. This prestigious award is only presented to governments whose budget document satisfies nationally recognized guidelines. Remarkably, this is the 26th consecutive year that the Adams County has received this coveted award. We'd like to recognize our outstanding budget team on this impressive achievement. Please stand as I read your name. Teresa Wilson. Did they leave? They left already? Oh.
Our meetings are
Nancy,
so exciting.
Nancy Duncan.
All right.
Raylene Taylor. And Pernell Olson. All right, so we need to come down and take another picture. That's where I should have done that before. Let's go down, we have another award to give.
Oh, do we have another award?
This is for this one.
Okay.
This is a separate one. I just wanted to get your action.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Good, how are you?
Oh, yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, and again. There you go.
It's the whole Thursday, threw me off. All right, public comment. Erica, do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
We do have 3 citizens signed up for public comment regarding oil and gas.
Okay, if you'd like to call the first one.
Maria Orms,
And if you could call the next two so they could be seated in front.
Christine Nyholm, Stuart Nyholm.
And if you would, we allow for 3 minutes. We appreciate if you could stay within that time frame, and if you could please state your name and address for the record.
Okay. My name is Maria Orms. I live at 13015 Marion Drive in Thornton, Colorado. Thank you for this opportunity to speak before you today. In years past, Adams County has been thought of as a low-rent suburb of Denver. And I really appreciate all the hard work from all of our local and county leaders for the last 10 years, for all the hard-fought battles to improve our transportation system. That includes I-25 and our light rail that's coming. All improvements that were given to other areas without these hard-fought battles. But the local leaders all fought very hard for these things for our area, and everyone has been excited about all these new improvements coming to our area. I know a lot of you personally were involved in some of these things, so I wanted to thank you for that. I also wanted to say, oil and gas moving into our areas is so concerning to everyone. I have people tell me that they're crying at night about this. Our homes and our neighborhoods, our families, are the most important things to us. And these are moving into and beside our neighborhoods. There's a reason why we have land use planning, and that's so that the safety, the welfare, and planned development takes place where people are protected and happy. Now, the issue of oil and gas and setbacks is something that's dividing communities all across our state. It's one of the biggest issues, I think, that has been arisen in Colorado since I've been here. And Broomfield had 1,500-foot setbacks before they did their moratorium. Brighton has 1,000-foot setbacks in their MOUs. The Supreme Court is deciding this issue right now. And I think what the people of my area are looking to you and asking for is what kind of protections are you going to put in place for our neighborhoods so that they don't go back to their old reputation? And I would think that when the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court decides this, let's say the decision comes out in April or May and says, yes, you have local control. If we're hasty in our decision, and if we approve MOUs without having protections for neighborhoods in them, I think that would be something that we would regret at that point if we were too hasty in making that decision. So we would like to ask you for protections for our neighborhoods. If you want input from the people, we have all sorts of ideas. We welcome you in a community meeting in our area to look at the areas and to make us not feel so menaced by all these different plans coming in place, and know that you stand there for us and that you're going to do something for us. So we would welcome a community meeting in our area from all of you to discuss these issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could we have the next speaker, please?
My name is Christine Nyholm. I live at 13789 Franklin Street in Brighton. Thank you for allowing this public input. I understand that today you will be holding a study session on several land use issues, one of which is an update on Synergy's proposal to drill a large number of wells in Wadley Farms, which may include their alternative site analysis, along with an update on the ongoing COGCC rulemaking hearings pertaining to both large-scale facilities and local government participation in decision-making. It is also my understanding that the county is considering signing its standard MOU with 3 different oil and gas operators. All of these issues are of utmost importance as they will affect the daily lives of all Adams County businesses and residents. Firstly, Synergy's alternative site analysis. If the plan submitted to both the Thornton City Council and School District 12 is what is being presented today, we have grave reservations. Brian Mackey indicated that the wells will be divided, some in Wadley Farms, some at another location. They may believe we view this as beneficial. We do not. At the school district meeting last night, it was determined that the 128th Street site is too close to the school located in the district offices. That leaves 2 sites near 136th and Washington. It is ACDAN's conviction that to put any wells near homes is unacceptable. Splitting the wells only impacts more people and more families. However, most critically, COGCC Recommendation 17 in its current draft would open both sites to further development, resulting in 2 large-scale facilities instead of 1. Secondly, there appears to be an assault on Adams County to obtain its standard MOU before the rulemaking is finalized and before the public catches on to what is going on. With an MOU in hand, operators can submit their applications to the COGCC for permits. Most critically, by signing these understandings between you and operators, all public input is sidestepped. Without public input, how do you discern what site-specific addendums must be added to the MOUs to sufficiently address the needs of the quickly growing residential communities across the county? How do future residential developments fit in? Eventually, homes and large-scale facilities will collide. Tension will grow, as it now is even in Todd Creek. At last night's district meeting, somebody asked us as a group, how many of you are looking into moving? All but one person raised their hand. Therefore, we ask that you hold off signing any MOUs with the oil industry at least until the new COGCC recommendations are finalized and time is allotted to digest how they will impact the county's comprehensive land use and economic development plans. Finally, several ACDAN members attended all the rulemaking sessions. What came across very clearly is that these rules ultimately benefit the oil industry. As you study the most recent drafts, I ask that you look hard at what is missing. It is the empowerment of both local government and the public to influence where these large-scale facilities will be located. Sure, there are additional requirements for a mediation and for some non-specified best management practices, but in the end, the sky's the limit for number of wells they can drill 500 feet from homes. The industry is fully aware that signing Adams County Standard MOU now is to their benefit. As residents and local governments, I had to scribble this so I can't read it very good, are the ones that best know how the impacts of this industry will have on daily life. A progressive, healthy, comprehensive plan requires that
Ms.
the
Nyholm?
entrance.
Ms. Nyholm,
We're done.
we are way past the 3-minute.
Oh,
And I
okay,
would
sorry.
ask that if you have something you would like to wrap up with, that you do so now.
Okay. On behalf of nearly 500 ACTAN supporters, I ask you to continue to hold off signing any MOUs until the completion of the COGCC rulemaking and continue to gather public input into the drafting of a new county MOU that will reflect the interests of all those that will be impacted by it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We call the next speaker?
Stuart Nyholm at 13789 Franklin Street. Again, as Chris had mentioned, we're extremely concerned about the current status of drilling operations in Adams County. And we'd ask you to develop really a master plan that takes into the needs of obviously the operators, but also of our neighborhoods. And give yourselves time to do that. And I would stress a concept such as a timeout, because I think this is going to take a lot of thoughtful kind of effort. We would request a 1,500-foot setback. Why 1,500 feet? Well, as I mentioned before, there's issues in terms of the actual fracking process itself that could impact water wells, but also it's interesting that things like BLM statutes, regulations stipulate a quarter-mile setback from any game and fish that would be infected. We think we're just as important as game and fish, and even more so, obviously. With the master plan, I think that would give you an opportunity to integrate the competing interests that you're faced with. Obviously, operators want one thing, neighborhoods want another thing, but we'd ask you to thoughtfully discuss this, think about that. We'd like to be part of your process in a collaborative kind of fashion to help modify, develop an MOU that makes sense for all the above. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do we have any others signed up for public comment?
We do not.
Is there anyone in the audience who did not sign up for public comment that would like to do so at this time? Seeing none, elected officials, any comments?
Basically, the speakers that were before us, the public that came forward to talk, I feel your pain because I believe that there is no one that is actually speaking up for property rights. You know, we have plenty of people and regulations to support mineral rights owners, but there's no one that's actually speaking up for property right owners. And I support responsible production of gas and oil, but I don't think responsible gas and oil production, it means in the backyards of residential neighborhoods. And so I'm heartbroken. You know, I've been a big supporter of local control. I always find it odd that these people that always scream local control feel that local control means everything except gas and oil. And that is just really unfortunate that we don't have it. Like I tell everybody, there's very little the county can do. I really encourage you to speak to your state senators and your state representatives because they're the ones with the control, is the state.
Commissioner Rodericio.
I was going to discuss this more later today at the study session, but I'm going to take the opportunity to do it now because I think it's time. I've been listening to the issues of oil and gas and the concerns that folks have both in the neighborhoods and in industry. I think what we're finding is that I'm going to be proposing a four-point approach for us later this afternoon. The bottom line is that we have found that the advancements of energy development, particularly with horizontal drilling and hydraulic fracturing, present both opportunities and challenges for our communities. The consolidation of operations into larger, centralized facilities does relieve some areas of the burdens of surface operations while intensifying others. My approach to energy development has always been advocate for the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens, protect quality of life, but also to work within existing rules and regulations and legal commitments, including our MOU, to seek dialogue and input from various stakeholders to formulate reasonable solutions and make informed decisions, and to encourage development and implementation of renewable energy and energy efficiency. This year, this Board of County Commissioners has dedicated staff have made significant improvements to ensure greater public participation and transparency in how we handle energy development, particularly as it relates to oil and gas facilities that are getting closer and closer to our families' backyards. We updated the website, we improved citizen participation processes, and we participated in state rulemaking. We've hired a competent and dedicated environmental analyst to serve as our LGD, our local government designee, and those improvements continue. I've been confronted recently with requests to impose moratoriums, change state and local rules, and renegotiate our existing MOU. Some say our current framework, which consists of these rules and regs in the MOU, are not enough, and others say it's all we will ever need. I believe I cannot make an informed decision about that until we actually give this current framework a chance to see how it works, and until we actually have information to justify either position, that it's either sufficient or insufficient. At this point, frankly, I haven't supported moratoriums because I haven't been convinced that they're legal at this point, nor effective. But I would be supportive of asking voluntarily for our friends in industry to hold off on development of new multi-well facilities in urban areas until we have those rules in place. It would not be something that I would require, but something that we would voluntarily ask for. What we're talking about is less than a month and a half away. But the 4 points that I will be discussing and presenting to the rest of my team later this afternoon would be, number one, to establish regular consultation, where we schedule quarterly or semi-annual meetings with all of our stakeholders and trusted advisors. Those would include Colorado Department of Health and Environment, Tri-County Health, the Colorado Oil and Gas Commission, industry, local public safety agencies, and of course, our local citizen groups. Regular consultation allows us to share what we see on the ground and learn about new technology and best management practices. Even better, these types of consultations have already begun. I simply propose that we do this on a regular basis and put a structure around it. In addition, our current MOU already contemplates that we will have such consultations. Number two, public participation. While we've made great strides in public participation, I would ask that we continue to make additional improvements to enhance and improve our public participation, particularly in the permitting process, also referred to as the LGD process. This could include training citizens on how to use our informative and interactive website, hosting neighborhood meetings with adjacent municipal allies and friends, and then also creating an email list that actually pushes information out to those citizens who want to gather this information, rather than making them come to our website and gather it on their own. Once again, our MOU expressly states that the MOU does not waive any of the county's local government designees' roles or responsibilities. Further, sections in our current MOU establish that we can seek and should participate in the LGD process when there are concerns about specific wells going in. It's at that permit level that we can address those issues. Number three, comprehensive planning. Starting in our urban areas, the county should initiate comprehensive planning process in which it works with cities and other stakeholders to identify existing and future facilities as well as neighborhoods. We should base this analysis on geological conditions, property ownership records, and long-range planning documentation. The ultimate goal is to reduce future conflict and create more predictability, encouraging proactive cooperation and planning. Simply put, we need to allow businesses, home buyers, home builders, and energy developers to look ahead to see what kind of uses there will be in those areas, and hopefully work together to make better siting decisions. What's interesting is that we've done this before. In 2005, Adams County created a mineral extraction plan. Similarly, we looked at where the minerals exist, where neighborhoods exist, and we're able to come up with a general framework on how we can try to encourage long-range planning and reduce conflict. Weld County incorporates similar discussions and activities when they meet with their operators, and they discuss 1, 3, and 5-year plans. They also have a mineral resource statement that gives home buyers and home builders the ability to notify residents that energy development may be coming close to them. So then these people can make informed decisions. Finally, the COGCC rules also encourage such planning. Recommendation 20, although currently it's for municipalities, and we as a board unanimously agreed that such planning should be available and required for even counties. But also, COGCC Rule 216 does promote comprehensive planning, and at this time, there's been only one comprehensive drilling plan at the state. But if we can take the initiative and start doing some of the parts that we can do in long-range planning, maybe we can get some of our operators to participate as well. And then finally, number 4, local enforcement and expertise. I would ask that we employ a local inspector who will serve as the boots on the ground to help us inspect oil and gas facilities and work with the COGCC enforcement professionals, ensure that any noncompliance is properly reported to the COGCC. Our current MOU already contemplates that we will have local inspectors. Section 22 specifically states that the operator agrees to allow access to such facilities and that we can equip them. The county is responsible for such costs, but given how much time and resources we spend on debating some of the issue of what we should be doing, maybe it makes sense that we invest in having some eyes on the ground. I've also attended COGCC hearings and heard that enforcement has been a challenge across the board due to limited funds in the agency. There are 2 models that already exist for such inspections that we should ask staff to consider and then present to us what they would recommend. Broomfield has a model, and so does Gunnison. At the end of the day, my goal is to try to promote reasonable solutions based on informed decision-making. So I will be presenting a letter to my colleagues later today with those 4 bullet points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other elected comments? Seeing none. Consent calendar. Do I have a motion for consent calendar?
So moved?
Second.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Odericio, Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes. Thank you very much. New business, County Manager Todd Leopold.
Yeah, good afternoon. Our first item this morning, or this afternoon, is a resolution approving an agreement with Integrated Document Solutions for microfilm conversion and duplication services for the Recording Department of the Clerk and Recorder's Office. Sadie Lyons, our recording manager with the Clerk and Recorder's Office, is here to talk to this resolution.
Mr. Chairman, did I hear that you need to leave by 12:30?
I do need to leave by 12:30.
Do we need to move some of these things on the agenda, like the
think we should.
budget and the mill levy, or not?
No, I think we should just keep going and then we'll work
Okay,
it through as
all
we
right.
go.
Okay.
Thank you for that introduction. Commissioners, thank you for hearing me this afternoon. IDS, Integrated Document Solutions, is a state entity that provides conversion services to state agencies and political subdivisions. They've been in operation since 1982, and they provide complete and effective data conversion solutions to all government agencies. Unlike private vendor solutions, IDS does not mark up costs, charging only enough to cover the actual costs of applicable projects. Since August of 2014, we've been using IDS to duplicate our entire film library. Currently, half of our records are on microfilm only, and since they are public records, that film is accessible by the public. Our film has been damaged, and we needed to replace our entire film library for public record access. That project will be completed at the end of this year. The next phase of preserving our recorded information is to digitize those records. There are approximately 2,340 records containing 5
1.6 million images that we would like to have digitized and enhance our database. By doing so, we would be able to provide this information on the website, provide subscription services, increase our revenue, but most importantly, the ease of public record access for our publics, the public and community would be the big benefit. The funding, the estimated cost to complete this project is $400,000. The Clerk and Recorder's Office has been collecting a $1 surcharge for every document recorded since 2004. We have approximately $802,000 in that technology fund. We would like to use that money to fund this digitization project. So we're asking for your approval.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, do you have any questions? No questions. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment at this time? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move for approval of the resolution of an agreement with Integrated Document Solutions for microfilm conversion and duplication services for the Recording Department of the Clerk and Recorder's Office.
Second.
Commissioner
you.
Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson, Commissioner O'Dorisio, Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next item is a resolution approving a change order number 1 to the agreement between Adams County and LDR, or DLR, Group for Professional Design Services for the Adams County Human Services Center. Sean Braden, our Facilities Project Manager, is here to talk through that.
Good afternoon. Back in October 28th of 2014, proposals were received for professional design services of the Human Services Center. 8 firms submitted on those proposals, and after an evaluation, DLR was selected and approved. Additional design services have been necessary since that time that were not included in the original agreement, and those include a building size that was larger than we thought it was, new lobby space, additional design to the exterior, which is primarily glass, addition of an employee cafe and health clinic, lightning protection, and additional design to some parking lot areas. Staff recommends these design additions with a price increase of $285,968. That change order bring the total up to $2,676,168.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, do we have any questions for staff? No questions. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment at this time? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Chair, I move for a resolution approving change order number 1 to the agreement between Adams County and the DLR Group of Professional Design Services for the Adams County Human Service Building.
Second.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson, Commissioner O'Dorisio, Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean. Item number 3, a resolution approving addendum 1 to the agreement between Adams County and Drexel Barrel and Company, adding design services for a box culvert drainage system that also functions as a pedestrian underpass to the agreement for the York Street Improvements Project for the Transportation Department. Jeff Maxwell, our Transportation Director, is here.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is for our York Streets improvement projects. Phase 1 is from Highway 224 up to 78th Avenue. We'll be widening that stretch of roadway from 2 lanes to 4 through lanes, installing center medians with dedicated left turn lanes and sidewalks on both sides of the street. During the design phase, we've determined that the existing drainage infrastructure under Highway 224 is insufficient to handle the additional runoff from this project and needs to be upsized. That will require the installation of box culverts under Highway 224. This also gives us an opportunity to install features for pedestrian underpass in the same box culverts, so we're excited about that. That gives us an opportunity to connect the sidewalk on York Street directly to the Clear Creek Trail, so pedestrians won't have to cross the busy Highway 224 to get to either of those locations. Drexel Burrell is the firm that was awarded the design services in 2015. They are requesting a contract addendum in the amount of $127,645. That's for the design of the box culvert structures as well as the features to accommodate the pedestrian crossing as well. We have met with the Sheriff's Department, and they are supportive of the pedestrian component of this project. We will continue to work with them closely to make sure we incorporate design elements that they may want to see. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioners, do we have any questions for staff? No questions for staff. I just want to say that having lived in that area off of York, I'm excited to see the changes that are coming to that area. It's been a kind of a safety hazard, and the access has just been horrendous. So I appreciate all that county staff is doing to make this happen, so thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited about the roadway itself and very excited to be able to commingle this pedestrian feature too. We think that's a great opportunity.
Thank you. Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment on this? Seeing none, Commissioners, do we have a motion?
It's a long one, and I can't pull anything up on this lovely thing that we have here, just so you know. Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Odericio, Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 4, resolution accepting a proposal and awarding an agreement to furnish, install, and service digital video recording equipment to Sierra Detention at the Adams County Detention Center. Chris Laws is here to talk through that.
Good afternoon. So the Adams County Detention Facility is equipped with a digital recording system for our closed-circuit television system, and it was installed in 2006 and 2007. We've been informed that it is at its end of life in the middle of 2016. We sent out a request for proposal, and all those proposals came back on October 6th. After a thorough evaluation, the evaluation team agreed that Sierra Detention Systems was the most qualified proposer. Sierra Detention Systems' proposal included all equipment that will be seamlessly integrate into the current Bosch closed-circuit television system, installation, programming, and warranty, and the ongoing service. When considering the proposals, the recommended vendor was the lowest cost when accounting for standardized equipment combined with the firm experience for the project. The recommendation is to award an agreement with Sierra Detention Systems in the amount of $169,570 to supply, install, service, and warranty the new digital recording closed-circuit television system at the Adams County Detention Center.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, do we have any questions? I have a quick question. Does this allow, I know that when we took the tour, there were certain municipalities that couldn't utilize the system because theirs were not upgraded?
It's actually a completely separate system.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you very much. Any other questions? No other questions? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment at this time? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'd move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson.
I'm having trouble pulling up the evaluation sheet. Actually, the link isn't working on my computer. I tried it on Steve's. It's not working on his computer either.
Not working on mine.
This one?
Can you hand it to me real quick, please? I apologize, but
The
that's what I
good
was
old
trying to
way.
do.
Paper. I've already checked it.
Yeah, it's not doing anything. I tried pulling it up earlier.
Can I ask a question before we vote? I
We have
apologize.
a motion and a second. You want to ask a question?
Yeah, real quick.
Fine.
I apologize. I was trying to look at this, but I was having trouble. So can you go real quick back again, what the reason, the differences between Sierra Detention Systems and the other ones, what made them stand out?
As far as Sierra Detention Systems, they will be able to, are already in our facility, so they'll be able to continue to work on the system without an additional cost to the sheriff's office, as well as the actual lowest bidder. The reason that we did not choose them is they proposed a completely separate DVR system, one that no one was familiar with, where all the other three people to bid Bosch. And that company also was a brand-new company who had experience working for other companies, but not themselves.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll vote aye, thanks. I appreciate it, thank you.
So we have a motion and a second. Did we have a second?
Yeah, we did.
Could you take the vote, please?
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Odoricio, Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Items 5, 6, 7, and 8 pertain to the 2016 budget. The first one's a resolution approving expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting a budget for Adams County, State of Colorado for the calendar year beginning the first day of January 2016 and ending on the last day of December 2016.
I have a quick question to the attorney. Can we approve them and hear them all at once instead of one at a time?
Yes, as long as it's clear on the record that all of them are approved, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Nancy Duncan, the Budget Supervisor. Last week, in public hearing, we presented the preliminary budget for you and for public review. Today, we're presenting 4 resolutions. Resolution 15446, which will adopt the 2016 budget by fund. Resolution 15447, which appropriates the sums of money to the various funds. Resolution 15448, which will approve the Adams County fee schedule, and Resolution 15449, which will approve the certification of mill levies. The 2016 proposed expenditures are $436,234,266. This includes the change recommended last week by the board to move the 2016 certificates of participation payment from the general fund to the capital facilities fund. The proposed 2016 mill levy for Adams County is 26.817 mills, which includes an abatement mill levy of .038. The county's gross assessed valuation for 2016 is $5,433,412,540. The total amount budgeted for property tax revenue in 2016 is $142,113,072. The board also certifies other property tax entities within the county. However, they assume no liability or responsibility for these districts. These are certified to Adams County by the entities, and the county compiles them to report to the state. We would like to answer any questions you have right now and also invite public comment.
Commissioners, do we have any questions for staff? No questions. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment at this time? No questions in the audience. All right, are we moving forward with the next one, or is this all of it?
I believe she introduced all of them together, so if
So I
it's the
can call
appropriate
for
time, you can,
a
yeah.
motion now? There was none, I called for it. So if there's seeing no public comment, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, so are we going to do them all at once?
Yeah.
I'd move for approval of items 6, 7, and 8. Is that correct?
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, and 8. There's 4 of them. I'd move for approval of all 4. Sorry.
Second.
Commissioner Pulaski,
Yes.
Commissioner Odoricio,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson,
Aye.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Tedesco.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mr.
Thank you
Chairman.
very much. I really appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, Nancy has been, and her staff has been so involved with this, and we put you through a lot of hoops and hurdles. So anyway, thank you for your efforts. I
thank you.
truly appreciate that.
Nancy, I would also like to extend that to the entire finance group. Both Ben, the entire budget committee that came in and sat through all those meetings. You guys are wonderful, appreciate it, and we look forward to doing this all over again next year.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
With no more business under county attorney, or county manager, could we move to county attorney?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As time allows this afternoon, I would ask that we go into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 246402 4B and E for the purpose of receiving legal advice and negotiation discussions regarding the Eisenhower case.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner O'Dorisio?
Yes.
Commissioner Pulaski?
Yes.
Commissioner Henry?
Oh, me, yeah, sure, yes.
Commissioner Hanson? Commissioner Tedesco?
Yes. At this time, we'd like to adjourn public hearing, and we will resume with land use hearings. We'll just take a, does anyone need a short break, or can we just move right in? Let's just move right into land use. County Manager Todd Leopold, can you call the first case?
Yes, our first case is PRC 2015-12, Midtown Filing 7, Final Plat, and FDP. Emily Collins is our case manager, and she would like to have discuss a continuance.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. So this should be pretty short for you. Midtown is requesting a final development plan and final plat. However, with their final plat, they are required to present collateral for all their public improvements. Unfortunately, they were unable to provide that collateral for staff's review, so we are requesting continuance to the January 12th hearing.
Commissioners, everyone okay with the continuance?
No problem here.
Need a motion to continue?
Motion to continue?
Second.
Commissioner Pulaski?
Yes.
Commissioner Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Dorisio?
Yes.
Commissioner Tedesco?
Yes, thank you very much. Seeing no more business, we are adjourned.